Thank you for joining me. Good afternoon. I am Precious Mzea. Sakaleji, welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. Chief MUKUNI appeals to political leaders to reserve some positions for women in the August 12th election. Animal-human conflict in Livingstone leaves one woman wounded. Join me with the details after this commercial.
2021 is finally here. Zambia is at the crossroads heading towards general elections this August. In the world where fake news, biased reporting on national issues has become the order of the day, in a world where social media in most cases spills lies and exaggerated information, insightful coverage, Zambia needs one media. Living in a country where people are slowly promoting tribalism, hatred, bitterness and revenge, political temperature is heating up and people's hearts are perplexed. Zambia needs one media. Zambia being a Christian nation living under the lordship of Jesus Christ, the nation cannot afford a compromised gospel. Zambia needs a prophetic media house. For hope, peace and unity, Zambia needs Camnet television. For non-biased, factual reporting, balanced opinion, accurate news coverage, Zambia needs Camnet television. For national projects and development of our beloved country Zambia, watch Camnet TV on channel 274 DSTV, channel 98 on Go TV and channel 106 on Topstar. Remember, Camnet TV is not just another channel.
And now the media news in detail. Chief MUKUNI of Tokalea speaking people in Kazungola district of Southern Province says this chiefdom has always prioritized women not only with land allocation but decision making as enshrined in the Leah tribe's custom. The traditional leader who was speaking when the non-governmental Gender Organizing Coordinating Council paid a courtesy call on him appealed to political parties to introduce a system that preserves certain political elective offices for women, among them mayoral and council chairperson's position. He says this will encourage more women to take up these positions without any difficulty. And NGO-CC program manager Monica Kajimana says the participation of women at the local government level is appealing, thus calling on traditional leaders to help bridge the gap and empower them in all spheres. Kajimana notes that women continue being overlooked in decision-making owing to various factors that need to be abated. Kajimana states that it is for the reason that the NGO-CC wants to see it that more women contest in the August 12th election through what is known as coordinated election strategy.
And a lot of villages that are in Livingstone districts, we have given them title deeds to their traditional title deed to their land. And if I was to take out certificates that women, young ladies, have entitled to that land, then you'll be saying you are wasting your time talking to me. With us, it's not. It's a tradition. So.
Oh.
Yes, it's a tradition.
No.
I sure say that the way we are, our structure, almost every position has got a gender and a male counterpart. It's been like that for centuries. The problem is, for other people, other chiefdoms, you are changing tradition. For us, it's the tradition.
So one of our key focus areas that we are addressing in this 2021, and really according to our strategy, is to encourage women participation in decision making by promoting more women to take up leadership roles in specially elected office. And as such, we have a strategy in place as NGO-CC, and we're calling this the Coordinated Elections Campaign Strategy, or CAKES in short. And basically we are trying to amass a critical mass of women, a cadre of women supporters, both men and women, who champion and promote these women to take up more roles. As you may be aware, Your Highness, the number of female parliamentarians are only 29 against 164 male MPs.
In other news, a woman has been wounded by a buffalo that was among 3 that made it into Livingstone Main Business Center near the High Court. According to the Senior Southern Regional Warden Officer Charles Simwawa, the 3 buffaloes have invaded the residential area, thereby terrorizing residents, and press time 1 animal has been killed. Mr. Simwawa says the officers from the Department of National Park and Wildlife are on site to gun down the other 2 buffaloes. And an eyewitness said 1 buffalo that wounded a woman tried to enter the district commissioner's office near the High Court before making its way into the golf club, where it was eventually killed as hundreds of police and Linda resident crowded wildlife officers hoping to get some free meat. Government has continued contributing relief food, tents and assorted materials in an effort to assist flood victims in the valley area of Sandwe Chiefdom in Lusangazi district of Eastern Province. The relief from government to the flood victim is being facilitated by the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit and is being airlifted to the valley area after more families have had their crops submerged in water, while some houses have collapsed and some roads have become impassable following heavy rains the area is receiving, causing flash floods.
The valley area of Lusangazi district has been flooded following heavy rains being experienced over the past 1 month. The situation has left many families homeless and without food. However, government has listened to the plight of the flood victims and delivered relief food, tents and other materials to the area.
We had a flood on 24th January 2021, that was a Sunday, and the DMMU reacted so urgently to help relieve the problems that we had. This time let me thank the government of the Republic of Zambia under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu on acknowledging or responding to the disaster management that took us by surprise. He is not able to see anyone, not even one should die because of the hunger situation.
The quick relief response by the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, has cheered the traditional leadership in the area.
Hope that has come as of now gives hope to us, especially those that have been affected greatly. It's assistance that is going to help them go a long way and maybe see through to the other season, because at least they will have something to survive on. We are very grateful and thankful to the President. And
the beneficiaries are happy with the gesture. With relief food, tents and other essential materials being airlifted to the district, it is expected that the effects of flood on the affected families will be minimized in Sandwe Chiefdom area. Now Mwimba, Lusangazi district, Eastern Province.
As the country heads towards August general elections, GEAR's Initiative Executive Director McDonough Jipenzi has noted the need to ensure that cybersecurity and data protection laws earmarked for enactment do not stifle media freedoms. Mr. Jipenzi has called for a conducive media environment ahead of the August general elections. Speaking during the launch of the 2024 quarter State of the Media report in Lusaka Wednesday, Mr. Jipenzi notes with concern that media violation becomes rampant during elections, hence the need to protect the industry from political violence.
A free and fair election is not only about freedom to vote and the knowledge of how to cast a vote, but also the participatory process where voters engage in public debate and have adequate information about parties, policies, candidates, and the election process itself in order to have informed choices, and that is an illustration of the importance of the media. The 2020 fourth quarter report, pioneered by MISA Zambia, the BBC Media Action and the Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, highlighted a number of social, political and economic challenges that continue to affect the media industry in the country. MISA Zambia Programs Manager Jane Chirwa says in order to fulfill their role, the media needs to maintain a high level of professionalism, accuracy and impartiality in their coverage.
Then I would like to state that actually out of these reports that we've been doing, we were able to pick up the trends and carry out interventions as MISA Zambia. And we saw actually a reduction. In 2019, we had 36 very severe cases of media freedom violations. But through our interactions with the various stakeholders and the launch of this report and the evidence we presented to various policymakers, including the Zambia police, we saw actually in 2020 record only 17 severe cases of media freedom and freedom of expression violations. So this is a very good indication that these reports are having an impact, and those that are receiving these reports, they are acting on them.
Speaking on behalf of the Friedrich Ebert Stiftung Zambia, the organization's programs manager, Kathy Short, said they are ready to complement efforts to ensure decent wages for journalists.
Yes, represents the German labor movement, so labor issues are also part of who we are. So we are ready to provide that platform and also help in that process in any way that we can, so that we can protect the journalists so that they can work in a conducive environment, because journalists are very, very important.
GEAR's Initiative Executive Director McDonald Chipenzi says the media is essential to democracy and a democratic election is impossible without the media.
Government embarks on the development of media and communication policies, including laws, in addition to the drafting of bills such as Cyber Security and Crimes Bill, Anti-Terrorism Bill, Zambia Correction Service Bill, and Electoral Process Amendment Bill, among others. We must all be on high alert not to allow the guarding of the media from playing its key role during elections. Instead, these new laws or amendments to these laws should open frontiers for easy access to electoral information, for the media to discharge its key roles of educating and informing the public and electorate on the electoral information without hindrance or interference. There is also need to educate the electorate on fair and responsible use of social media platforms. And
at the same meeting, the police also assured to play their role by ensuring effective policing of elections. On
the ground knows this. We are going to train. In fact, trainings will start very soon. 21,000 police officers will be trained. And we've developed a training module on police media relations. So that module is still there. But above all, when we're out there in the field, our advice is that please, it's not a mandate, but it's important that let the commander on the ground knows about your presence.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go with the headlines once again. Chief MUKUNI appeals to political leaders to reserve some position for women in the August 12th election. Animal-human conflict in Livingstone leaves one woman wounded. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon.